record. Someone want to move that way? Councillor Marshall, seconded Councillor Bailey. All those in favour? No against. Declare that unanimously carried. Thank you. Disclosures of any pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Starting on my left, Councillor Douglas, Councillor Morris, Councillor Skulls.
Yes. Item 10.3.1 sports grants. Myself or immediate family members are involved with through the sporting clubs that are either on the boards or the presidents of through the clubs that are that's been successful grants or being nominated to get grants.
Councillor Bailey, Councillor Marshall.
17.6, include non-community, as I know one of the people.
Thank you. Councillor McNeil, Councillor Hartley, Councillor Wood. I have nothing to clear myself. There is no mayoral minute. Business arising. There's no business arising. We move straight into our business. So first item on the agenda is 10.1. So 10.11 is the DA 2024-86 59 lot subdivision stages 6 and 7 of Northview Estate, Muswellbrook. So the recommendation in front of you is that development application number 2024-86 proposing 59 lot subdivision meeting stages 6 and 7 of Northview Estate, lot 544 DP 1310460, Northview Circuit, Muswellbrook be approved subject to the conditions in Appendix B. And before I put that motion, I just want to note that we had Mr. Michael Cole, the consulting engineer, address councillors prior to this meeting, and that will be also available to the public if you want to go and have a look at the address Mr. Cole gave prior to the formal meeting. Have I a mover for that motion? Councillor Skulls, Councillor Morris. Any questions? Any questions for any councillors? That being the case, there's no questions. I'll put that. All those in favour? Aye. None against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Mr. Cole, you don't have to go if you don't want. You can stay. 10.12. So the monthly report to Council, Planning and Environment and Regulatory Services. The recommendation of the business paper in front of you is that the information contained in the report be noted. Have someone to move that way? Councillor Marshall, Councillor Bailey. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll put that. All those in favour? There's none against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. 10.2. So corporate services. 10.2.1, Australian Local Government Women's Association. So the recommendation in the business paper is that Council 1 approves becoming a member of the New South Wales branch of the Australian Local Women's Association, and 2 nominates 2 councillors to attend the Australian Local Government Women's Association conference to be hosted by Blacktown City Council on 26, 27, 28 March. I'll put the recommendation first. No use nominating anyone if we don't decide to be in it. So I'll put the recommendation first. Councillor Bailey, Councillor Marshall. Any discussion? Any questions?
I'm the nomination.
Yeah, we'll get the motion up and then we'll decide who they are. Because I say if we don't get the motion up, there's no use deciding who's going. Any questions in regards to the motion minus any nominees at the moment? If that's the case, I'll put that. All those in favour of joining? Unanimous and carried. We'll now move to nominations. Have we any nominations for that condition?
Can I just ask if we can just have all the lady members of council, can we have an indication of those that are interested?
I can't make those dates.
Can't make those dates. Okay. Yeah, well, you need to be able to make the dates, of course, 26 to 7.
Yeah.
You, yes. Councillor Barry indicated as well.
Councillor Barry.
So we have 2 nominations. Councillor Bailey indicated she can't go. If that's the case, we only have 2 nominations. We'll do them both at the one time. So for Councillor,
my suggestion is possibly in many other circumstances we have alternates, and there's, okay, she can't make this particular meeting, the association, Councillor Bailey, but she might have the opportunity to go to subsequent events. Possibly she could be an alternate.
Yeah, I think that's important that we do. We have 4 females. I think it's important that we make sure we fill those spots up on every occasion.
Yeah.
Councillor Scholes, I agree. Initially, so for the initial meeting, that being the case, 2 nominees, should say, being Councillor Douglas and Councillor Barry. I'll put that. All those in favour? There's none against. Thank you very much. And again, I think it's Councillor Bailey and Councillor Dunn. I'm sure we'll be happy to fill in that at any occasion. Surprised we hadn't been a member of that for 10.2.2. So the monthly financial report, December 25. The recommendation of the business paper is that council notes the financial reports for the month ending 31 December 2025. Have we a mover? Councillor Morris and Councillor Douglas. Councillor Morris, wish to speak to it?
No, thank you.
Councillor Douglas. Any further questions from councillors? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? Clear that unanimous and carried. Thank you. So 10.2.3 is a report on investments held at 31 December 25. The recommendation in the business paper is that council notes council's investments as at 31 December 2025. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Morris, Councillor Scholes, seconds. Any questions? Councillor Scholes.
I've got a comment, Smith. With regards to, as indicated in the report, I think it's important to note that the return we're getting on average over the whole lot is 4.72% on return. Current with the government return on money is at 3.6. So we're certainly in front of the game with regards to our returns.
Okay. He's a wrap for the CFO. Councillor Scholes. The CFO will take that as a wrap anyway.
I just forward that on that Jenny.
Yes, it's probably good if you could, please.
Yes, so she's managing that really closely.
Thank you. Now, any further questions on the item? If there's not, I'll put that. All those in favour? And against, declare that unanimous and carry. 10.2.4. So this is the December quarterly budget review. The recommendation of the business paper is that council endorses the proposed changes in the December 2025 quarterly budget review. Have I a mover for that? Councillor Morris, Councillor Scholes. Councillor Morris,
No, thank you.
Councillor Scholes.
Welcome back. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a question with regards to in the sewer bus, there's the sewer contingency, operating contingency. The original budget item was $9,069, and it's now been reduced down to $5,301. I'm anticipating that's good planning and a good anticipation with regards to where our budget is going at, but I'm inquiring that money that was originally budgeted, where is it going to go back into the sewer reserve? I couldn't tell you the line, sorry. The last item in the sewer captain costs.
Yes, indeed. So yes, that will go back into the sewer reserve.
Just go back into the reserve.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, thanks, Councillor Scholes. Any further questions? With no further questions, I'll put that to those in favour. None against, declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. Now, item 10.2.5, special rate variation. The recommendation in the business paper in front of you is that Council 1 adopts the long-term financial plan, which includes a special rate variation, and 2 approves the general manager to apply for a special rate variation to general income SV application with the Independent Pricing and Regulatory Tribunal IPAR to increase council's permissible income by 29%, including the 2026-27 rate peg of 3.1%. The increase above the rate peg is to be applied to the mining rate category only. Someone want to move that way? Councillor Bailey and Councillor Scholes. Comments? Councillor Bailey. Questions? Councillor Scholes.
No, just with regards to the volume of information in that document, and the even giving every letter that's gone backwards and forwards with regards to to the mining companies and all the rest of it. I commend the quality and the depth of the reporting, and also quality the initial report by the consultants with regards to the SRD. And again, would like to make a comment. We've got no choice but to do this.
Thanks, Councillor Scholes. Any further comments from councillors? Any questions? I'll put that if that's the case. All those in favour? None against? Declare that unanimously carried. Thank you, councillors. And certainly it is a responsible way for council to look at finances. Councillor Scholes, look at what's coming ahead with us rather than leave ourselves in a position that when it's already there, we're trying to dig ourselves out. So certainly, and I do commend staff and the contractors for and thank councillors for their support during the process. We'll now leave it up to IPART. 10.3, infrastructure and property. St Austell Shire Council sport and recreation of small and large capital grants. The recommendation that you have in the business paper is that council approves awarding the funding of the sport and rec small and large capital grants program 2025-26 as described in the report is one. I want to put a different item to the council. So what I want to put is that as one, and two is the grant to the Denman Junior Rugby League Football Club be looked at as a community project, as a community project benefiting both the community and council. I'll explain myself for that. The application for Denman is to put recycled water onto the oval in Denman, onto the football oval in Denman. Now, the sporting fields up there, I should say it's not just football oval, the sporting fields up there, applications come from Denman Junior League. This is when you apply for this grant funding, you need matched funding. With Denman, they don't comply with that funding because they haven't got any matched funding. Never identified any matched funding, is what I should say. We believe, we've spoken to them and believe it is a very important project. It in fact uses reused water that we need to get rid of. We have somewhere. It doesn't probably just won't, well, so probably it won't just involve the sporting fields up there, the football oval as I would call it, but maybe the cricket oval. Councillor Barry has brought up to me prior about the pony club as well. So there may be a project that we could do in that area that actually provides recycled water that benefits council. We have to get rid of that water. That benefits council as well and can also benefit the 3 sporting clubs up there. So what I want to be is that a report be prepared. Sorry, I think I said that earlier, but it might be better. Anyone who can help with it, but a report be prepared into the use of recycled water within the Denman Sporting Precinct, I think is what we call it.
Yeah.
Would be better. So we'll just wait till that's. Because we probably need, rather than just commit to it, we probably need a report from council on how we go about that, about putting water onto all those sports ovals up there.
Sorry, am I allowed to ask a question in relation to that?
Yes.
Can that then extend to Sandy Hollow as well, or?
Recycled water won't go to Sandy Hollow.
No.
So it's only the town water.
Yeah.
Will go to Sandy Hollow, yes. Yeah.
And the other question was, do we vote on these individually or collectively?
This will be collectively. There'll be a 1 you've got in front of you and a 2.
Yeah.
Mayor, should we state?
We should stand up on the.
Sorry.
Should it be stated in the amendment that the Sandy Hollow Junior Rugby League would be prioritised with the water in case there was?
Well, I think my view is we do an investigation. We see, what's easy and what's not. What's achievable and what's not. Is what I should say.
Yeah.
I think there is some discussion at the moment. Brief discussion with the general manager before we started on whether it was recycled water currently to the Pony Club or not. Because I already had that discussion with Councillor Barry, and we're even uncertain about where and what that water is there at the moment. So hence the investigation about the irrigation. So just a B that says, you got?
Jesus.
Yep. So the two, just the two, not the three. A report be prepared, council's consideration on the use of recycled water in the Denman Sporting Precinct. So there's a 1 and a 2. Are councillors happy with, well, we have to have a move in a second, over there, move in a second. Councillor Barry, Councillor Ward. I'm not surprised about it all. So you see that now on the screen. Councillor Barry, any comment? Councillor Ward? You? Any further questions from any councillors? So we're adopted what's in the report, and then the two you'll see. That's the case, as long as everyone's clear with that. I'll put that there if there's no further questions.
Sorry, just one more question. I'm sorry. You used the word adopted. It does say in the language there that we approve awarding the funding listed in this report.
Yeah, that because what the report doesn't do, it doesn't approve Denman's. It doesn't approve the Denman.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
is adopting the better word to use in this circumstance?
Yeah, we do adopt the report.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the 2 is, because we didn't give Denman Junior League, the report doesn't adopt that. We then go and investigate what it will be like for the sporting precinct at Denman.
Yes. Sorry. Point 1 says council approves. So my question is, should it say council adopts the awarding of funding as laid out in the report?
It should be approved.
Should be approved.
It should be approved.
Thank you. Yeah.
Approved.
If you don't get a report, you approve the
Yes. Okay. Happy with that?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? None against? Declare that unanimous and carry the council's goals. Pretty good. 10.4, community and economy. So post-mining land use pilot procurement. The recommendation of the business paper is that Council 1 endorses the use of the New South Wales Government SCM 0005 pre-qualification scheme of the procurement activities undertaken by Council required for the BHP Mount Arthur pilot project, including the use of the scheme's panel contract and terms and conditions, and that 2, Council delegates to the General Manager approval to determine contracts that exceed Council's tender thresholds. Have we a mover? Councillor Scholes, Councillor Morris. Thank you. Councillor Scholes, any questions? No. Councillor Morris, any questions?
No, thank you.
Any questions from councillors? I'll put that. All those in favour? Thank you for your support, councillors. Excellent news moving forward. Certainly is quite good news. 10.4.2, libraries, Muswellbrook and Denman. The recommendation of the business paper is that the information contained in this report be noted. Have we a mover? Councillor Ward, Councillor Morris. Any questions?
No.
From councillors? No questions. I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. So that unanimous and carried. Thank you. So we'll go into some confirming minutes of committee meetings now. So 11.1 is the BHP Community Funding Investment Committee. Was held on 8 December 25. The recommendation of the business paper is that Council notes the minutes of the meeting of the BHP Mount Arthur Community Funding Investment Committee held on 8 December 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover of those minutes? Councillor Hartley and Councillor Marshall. Councillor Hartley, Councillor Marshall. Any questions? I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Thank you, councillors. 11.2 is the Bengalla Community Funding Investment Committee, 9 December. So the recommendation in front of you is that Council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Bengalla Community Funding Investment Committee held on 9 December 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover for that one? Someone want to move? Councillor Barry and Councillor Hartley has seconded. Councillor Barry, Councillor Hartley. Any questions from councillors? If there's no question, Councillor McNeil.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I was just curious as to how council was managing both the water problems and the additional heat in terms of keeping our trees alive.
Where's that contained in the Bengala?
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I thought you were asking for questions for next meeting.
No, we're at 11.2. The Bengala Community Funding Investment Committee.
Apologies.
So we have a mover and a seconder. No other questions? I'll put that. All those in favour? Against? Declare that unanimously carried. Thank you. 11.1 is the Mac Energy Mount Pleasant Community Funding Investment Committee, 16 December. The recommendation of the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Mac Energy Mount Pleasant Community Funding Investment Committee held on 16 December 2025 and adopts recommendations therein.
Just to agree, you said 11.1.
Yeah. 11.3, sorry.
Sorry, you're right. No, you're wrong.
I haven't written down correctly in front of me.
You're right. I'll move it. Well, I'm bringing it like that.
11.3. Thank you, Councillor Marshall. Have we a seconder? Councillor Barry. Any questions from councillors? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimously carried. We'll continue to work through these. 11.4. Mangoola Coal Community Funding Investment Committee, 17 December 2025. Recommendation of the business papers that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Mangoola Coal Community Funding Investment Committee held on 17 December 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Councillor Marshall, Councillor Ward, any questions from any councillors? That being the case, I'll put that. All those in favour? We have none against. Declare that unanimously carried. 11.5. Malabar Community Funding Investment Committee, 22 December 2025. The recommendation of the business paper is that council notes the minutes of the meeting of the Malabar Community Funding Investment Committee held on 22 December 2025 and adopts the recommendations contained therein. Have I a mover for the Malabar? Councillor Ward, Councillor Barry. Any questions from any councillors? If there's no questions, I'll put that to the meeting. All those in favour? None against. Declare that unanimous and carried. Thank you. There are no notices of motion. We'll move to councillor reports. Starting on my left, Councillor Douglas, Councillor Morris.
Thank you. I was able to attend, actually it was a pleasure to attend the art display at the Musselburgh Art Gallery for the, I just had an old man moment, forgot the name of this thing, the Archies, and the young Archies as well, which was a real pleasure to see. What a coup for Musselburgh to have an event of that size and calibre come here. I'm not an art person, but I can promise you it blew me away. It was a fantastic display and some fantastic entries. I can tell I'm not an art person because not all of them made any sense to me, but the event itself was a true coup for the town, and congratulations.
I agree, Councillor Morris. I think I made some comment in the media that crowds like that normally reserved for sporting events in Musselburgh, not art events. So it's incredible to see. Yeah, it's an incredible crowd. So certainly is a cool. Congratulations to the art gallery. Councillor Barry.
Over Christmas, obviously, we had some family come and visit. My brother was from interstate and he said to me, let's go and be tourists. Be a tourist in your own town. So the first thing we did was jumped on our phones, as all young people do, and looked up and had a look to see what was available in Denman, where I live, in Musselburgh, and it was a bit of a journey. So we spent the next 2 or 3 days running around taking photos and updating the information that's actually available online to make sure that some of it's current, rather than restaurants that have been closed for years. But it was a very interesting journey, and I would recommend to anyone, not just on council, but anyone in the community, to go and be a tourist in your own town. Find out what's out there, because there's a lot of things that you've either A, forgotten, or B, you never knew existed. Just need to go out and, rather than gallivanting off, go and see what's available at home. There's plenty there.
Councillor Scholes. Bailey, Councillor Marshall.
I just, yeah, I don't think we're not.
It was. Councillor McNeil, reports.
Assuming you report on the Australia Day.
Okay. Councillor Hartley, Councillor Ward. I will briefly report on Australia Day. Fantastic day. Again, great crowd. Probably up over 200, maybe 170 chairs. But outside over 200, great venue. Up over 200. Fantastic to have an ambassador again, and couldn't think of a better ambassador. We got the 2-for-1 deal there with 2 professors.
And the dog.
And the dog.
And the dog.
And about quality human beings. Both of them with both an incredible story. So I think that we did have, I haven't had time, but we had a thank you letter today sent to councillors. So I will distribute that amongst them. So very worthy winners. I think Professor Crock mentioned to me that she's been to a number of Australia Day events in her time, and she thought it was the most inclusive and the best event she'd been to. So I think it's a pretty big rap from someone, that is someone like Professor Crock. So great events, congratulations. Thank you, councillors. Really appreciate the support. And I know the community really appreciate the support too, because having so many councillors attend and be prepared to do what you do isn't something that happens in every council. Go and have a look at some Australia Day events, you'll soon find out that that's not the case. It is here. As far as I'm concerned, it should continue. And thank you to the staff. An awful lot of work went into that Friday and again on Monday organising that event, and then have to pack it up yesterday afternoon. So congratulations to all the winners. Some very worthy winners. Certainly a very happy Citizen of the Year. Spoke to Michelle after the event, and very worthy winner. Anyone who dedicates as much time to the community as she has at what a young age. She for someone who's dedicated 22 years to Meals on Wheels, she actually she must have done it when she started cooking early, because she's using that old herself. So she's done it, for quite a long time. So congratulations to all the winners, and what a fantastic day. Item 14, written questions. We have no written questions. Questions for next meeting, Councillor Douglas.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My question for the next council meeting is in relation to what I've already discussed with you. It's come to my attention there are several issues regarding family and domestic violence in Muswellbrook Shire that require attention, namely a lack of men's shelters for men fleeing violence, lack of appropriate accommodation for people when they discharge from receiving mental health treatment in hospitals, and the sons of women fleeing violence are not able to stay in a women's shelter if they are aged over 13. Please consider this as a question for the next meeting, and I ask that you advocate on behalf of Muswellbrook Shire Council to the relevant ministers in the Australian and New South Wales governments regarding funding options to address these issues. You do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Douglas. I certainly will do. And thank you, Councillor Dunn, for the work you've been doing in that social area. Councillor Morris.
Thank you. Not necessarily for next meeting, but certainly in a timely fashion, if staff could present the council a timeline for nominations for next year's Australia Day Awards, so that we don't end up, which we have historically, rushing to the goalposts for a lack of nominations.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. Councillor Mary.
Just looking for an update on the Denman return of earn. Has been a long, drawn-out process, and we don't seem to be getting any answer.
I'm just looking for my policy officer.
Still haven't got a response.
No, running. We've formally written to them now in my name, to Tomra, I should say, to Tomra in my name. We've done all the work. Council have identified the area, done all the work in regards to being the area. I think everyone's identified that. We just need Tomra now to come to the party. So we've written to them. We'll wait and see what response we get. If it's not an appropriate response, we'll then go and talk to the appropriate minister in regards. Councillor Scholes. Councillor Bailey, Councillor Marshall.
So that's been discussed a bit in the past, but I still like a council shirt.
Thank you for the reminder. Councillor Marshall, I wouldn't mind one myself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we do. Certainly, I think it's good that councillors are proud, by the way. Council logo on their shirt. It's great. Councillor McNeil.
That's it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I was just questioning the general manager, and hopefully you can probably answer that now about how we're managing with the combination of water plant issues and hot weather, but also in mind and just let the council know that AGL has previously offered assistance when resources have been stretched, and if you as the Triple C member to make that inquiry, then I'd be happy to do it.
Thanks, Councillor McNeil. Councillor Hartley. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Mayor.
Yep.
Would you like one response when the operations were on there?
Certainly I can provide a response. So we do what we can. You probably noticed, councillors, that there was some trees planted prior to Christmas at the Marketplace Lane, where one survived, one hasn't. That is irrigated. I think it might have been the heat shock, but that's getting replaced. Otherwise, our tree officer has a regular program of watering, particularly new plantings for the last 12 months. And over this period, we increased that watering to be more frequent, which has included a couple of weekends.
If you do have that number, Councillor Mill, we would gratefully receive that. Thank you. Contact. Thank you.
Councillor Howard. Councillor Wolf. Brings us to the end of questions. Now, with it, the next meeting. Item 16 is adjournment into closed council. I have a councillor want to move that way. Councillor Douglas and Councillor Hartley. All those in favour? Against? We'll now stop recording.
We are live.
Thank you. We're now back in open council. I'll read out the council's decisions in regards to closed council. So the first one, variation of lease for Woolworths proposal Muswellbrook. Councillors endorsed unanimously that Council 1 endorses proceeding as recommended in the report, and 2 delegates to the General Manager to execute the variation of the lease. 17.2 is 2025-2026-0669 provision of a cloud-based human capital. The motion supported there by councillors was to defer the item for further discussion with councillors. Item 17.3, contract 2025-2026-0676 engineering and surveying services panel. The recommendation endorsed by council was that Council 1 accepts the successful tenderers as detailed in the report to be appointed as panel source suppliers for engineering and surveying services for the period 16 February 2026 to 15 February 2028. 2, approve the option for the provision of a 12-month extension based on supplier performance, which may take this contract through to 15 February 2029. And 3, delegate to the General Manager authority to accept tenders without contract departures for the engineering and surveying services panel 2025-2026-0676, and 4, delegate to the General Manager authority to negotiate with those tenderers requesting contract departures and, subject to satisfactory negotiations, enter into contracts for the engineering and surveying services panel 2025-2026-0676. 17.4 was refinance loan for Olympic Park Bridge. The recommendation endorsed by council was that council delegates to the General Manager authority to 1, negotiate the lowest fixed interest rate with one of the 4 major banks for an amount of $1.246 million for the loan. The start date of the loan will be 28 February 2026 in accordance with the terms offered by the selected bank. And 2, execute the loan agreement to refinance the loan referred to in the body of the report with a financial institution that provides the lowest borrowing cost to council. 17.53, new loan for property. Recommendation endorsed was that council delegates to the General Manager authority to 1, negotiate lowest fixed interest rate with one of the 4 major banks for an amount of $750,000 for the loan as described in the report. The start date of the loan will be 28 February 2026 in accordance with the terms offered by the selected bank. And 2, execute the loan to refinance the loan referred to in the report with a financial institution that provides the lowest borrowing cost to council. 17.6 is the appointment of the CBD Improvement Advisory Committee representatives. The recommendation supported by councillors was that council appoints, I'll just read each member out. Council appoints Daryl Egan, Natasha Cotter, Megan Black, Vicky French and Richard Gordon to the positions as representatives and members of the committee. And 3, advisors at the first meeting of the committee of the Muswellbrook CBD Improvement Advisory Committee will be held on Tuesday, the 3rd of February at 5 p.m. And finally, General Manager performance criteria. Council notes supported motion was the council notes the information and contained in the report. There is no more further business. I declare the meeting closed at 6:34. Thank you, councillors.
Thank you.
Thank you.